Alright, hello and welcome to the first video using the fancy stuff that I paid for. I don't know how to use any of it, but we'll figure that out. Okay, so this one is section 5. It's called Literal Equations and Formulas. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite a formula for a different variable. A literal equation, as the definition says, is an equation that involves two or more variables. When you work with literal equations, you can use the method you have learned in this chapter, sections 1 through 4, to isolate any particular variable. Alright, let's check this out. Rewriting literal equation. So we have this equation. X is the number of pizzas. Y is the number of sandwiches. Models the problem and solve it. How many sandwiches can you buy if you buy 3 pizzas or 6 pizzas? So the first thing we want to do is we want to solve this equation for the letter Y. So that means we want to get rid of the 10x. So we're going to move that over to the other side. So look what I have. Now I want to solve it for y, so I'm going to divide by 5. Notice I divide it by everything. What is that? 16. Okay, so what we end up with is an equation that says y equals 16 minus 2x. See, I just used the principles that I learned in previous sections. Okay, so now use the rewritten equation to find y when x equals 3. So that one shouldn't be all that difficult. Now we plug in 3, and we're going to plug in 6. And what this is going to tell us is this is going to tell us what y can be. So in this case, y can be equal 4. So if we buy 3 pizzas, we can buy 10 sandwiches. If we buy 6 pizzas, we can only buy 4 sandwiches. So by solving for y, you do this a lot in science when you're working with different formulas and you want to solve for a different variable. All right, so we want to solve this one for m. Okay. So we're going to get rid of the 5n, and then we'll get rid of the 2. And then once we have that, then we want to plug in these 3 separate numbers. Okay, so I'd suggest pause it and work through the process of how to do this. Okay. Alright, so that should be the solution. We end up with m is equal to 2 plus 5 halves times n. And then we plug it into each part, and there we go. Okay, this one only has variables. See how there's no numbers? So we're just going to do the same thing. We want to solve it for x. First off, notice that we have 2 x's. So what we can do is we can use the distributive property backwards. I'm going to put an x. I'm going to do a minus b. Okay, so look, if I take x times a, I get ax. If I take x times b, I get bx. So when I see the variable repeated twice, that means I can rewrite it in the distributive property using x only once. So now all I have to do is divide by a minus b. See how this is all one thing because it's in parentheses? So therefore it's one value. Okay, so go ahead and pause and try this one. Okay, that's how it works out. All right, then we have these ones with geometric formulas and stuff. We can do triangles, we can do circumference, we can do area. We just practice rewriting it. Remember, the formula for circumference is C is equal to 2 pi r. Okay. Here we know what C is. The whole point is, what is the radius? So the first thing we want to do is we want to solve this for r. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2 pi. So I get C over 2 pi is equal to r. Now I can plug in the 64 right here. 2 times 3.14, take 64 divided by that, and we get r, and it says round to the nearest tenth. For this one, we're using the formula y is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, so what is the area? If we know the area is this, and we have the base, what is the height? So we know the base, and a base with a length of 8. So we know the base, we want to find the height, so we want to solve this for h. Okay, so we go through the process. All right. I would suggest you pause it, spend a little bit of time working on a few of these, and if you'd like, you can check when you're done. All right? I'm going to go work on learning how to use this thing better. See you.